Today's episode is brought to you by Brand Colonia, a spaghetti fantasy by Acheron Games.
Brand Colonia is a spaghetti fantasy setting for 5e D&D. Just imagine a spaghetti western movie, but with swords instead of guns, and their Kickstarter will have 3 new books.
Book 1, The Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary, a monster manual with 100 plus monsters.
Book 2, The Spaghetti Fantasy Gazetteer, an atlas of the Brand Colonia world, and a kind of fantasy tour book of the Bounty Kingdom.
Book 3, Furious Lands, a collection of adventures plus one entire campaign based on Orlando Furioso, literature masterpiece by Ludovico Ariosto.
This Kickstarter campaign will also include the 4 previous Brand Colonia books, including the core rulebook, the Macaronicon, setting and adventures, the Empire Wax Back, another campaign, the Jinx Almanac, adventures.
And as with all Acheron Kickstarters, they will have exclusive stuff only for Kickstarter backers, so don't miss out. The Brand Colonia Kickstarter launches on September 19th and ends on the 29th, so there is a limited time to get in on this amazing book collection.
So check out the link in the description to find out more.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything tabletop role-playing games.
And today we are covering Malcanthet, Queen of the Succubi.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shout out to Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Will.
How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm always excited for Demon Time.
For Demon Time, for Demon Lords.
It's Demon Time.
It is
that?
Today is Demon Time.
It's Demon Time.
It is Demon Time. So Demon Lords, Demon Lords, Demon Lords.
Lehman Dords.
Demon Queens?
Oh.
That's right. Today's topic is not just a Demon Lord of the Abyss, but a Queen of Demon kind. And I just want to say, I love that there are so many Demon Lords in D&D. And I love that our patrons keep voting to hear about them.
Me too.
Yeah. If a Demon Lord makes it to our patron voted episode polls, you may as well call it over at the start because the Demon Lord is going to win. And who can blame our patrons? Demon Lords have some of the richest and most interesting lore out there. Brian, I have taken you to some of the most corrupt and horrifying locations in the Abyss on this show.
Yeah, you have.
We have gazed over the bone plains of Thanatos, walked through the hive cities of Oboxob, swam through the Shadow Sea, and even explored the twists and turns of Baphomet's maze of the misbegotten. Today, we're getting sexy with Malcanthet.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So let's get into it.
Oh, no. We're getting sexy. We're getting chaotic sexy.
Chaotic sexy.
All right.
So not long after the ancient Oberth demons were scattered and the Queen of Chaos was defeated on the fields of Pesh, the Abyss lay depopulated. The Oberths had been removed from power, but their Tanari creations, demons fatted upon the sins and souls of mortal life, and were ready to claim the Abyss as their realm.
Yeah, they're about to get in there.
The Tanari domination of the plane was swift, occurring in the blink of a cosmic eye. Unlike the Oberths, who crawled wet and ruinous from the heaving birth flesh of the Abyss itself, the Tanari seeded from much more fertile soil, the mortal spirit. As countless mortals lived and sinned and died, their wicked souls created an endless influx of raw material the Abyss could shape. The process continues to this day, with often transitory Tanari breeds emerging from new depravities and mortal failings, only to go extinct without ever coming to the attention of material plane scholars who mistakenly consider themselves expert on all things demonic.
They didn't even know. They couldn't see that deep.
Yet certain sins are ageless and do not vary across the gulfs of time. Tanari born of these sins form the bulk of demonic life on the Abyss. Wrath begets the hateful Vrox, envy the power-hungry Glabrezus, gluttony the ravenous Nabassus, and so on. And so it is with lust. This sin is the most potent for seeding demonic birth, as alone among the 7 deadliest sins, it is inexorably intertwined with life, or to be more precise, with the apparatus for the creation of new life. And the children of mortal lust sifted through the nether of the Abyss are perhaps the most scandalous demons of all, the Succubi.
That's their whole thing is to fuck.
Kinda. That's like half of it.
Okay. Yeah. Foreplay is the other half.
Whereas many Tanari were coaxed and shaped into being by the Oberths with the aid of the flesh-warping Sibrix demons, the Succubi were the first Tanari to spontaneously form in the Abyss. Embracing the mortal form rather than twisting and deforming it, they represented an evil the alien minds of the Oberths could never grasp. The subtle, seductive quality was of a nature heretofore unseen in the Abyss, and as a result, the initial Succubi quickly grew to great power. As these original Succubi scrambled to secure minions, defenses, and power, they quickly came into conflict with one another. Countless died in what came to be known as the War of the Ripe Flesh.
Oh no. What the F?
And those who survived emerged more powerful than before, grown deadly and more beautiful than ever after glutting upon the essences of their slaughtered sisters. Eventually, it's a demon episode, bro.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, it's starting strong.
Eventually, the War of Ripe Flesh came to an end as the surviving Succubi Paragon settled in far-flung reaches of the abyss. The names of most have been lost to time, but 4 in particular remain. And of these 4, only one ascended the Razor Throne to claim the title of the Queen of the Succubi.
Oh, the Razor Throne? They're all
Malcanthet.
Yeah, Malcanthet has to trepidatiously sort of climb the Razor Throne.
At no point did I actually read the description of a Razor Throne. So I'm not sure. But maybe.
No, you didn't, but it's called a Razor Throne.
Yeah.
It's probably
got to
a
be called
reason
that for a
that,
reason,
right?
Yeah. So Malcanthet is a Tanari demon lord and is also queen of Succubi. She's said to be a statuesque beauty who wears a sardonic smile on her ruby lips. Curved horns jut from her brow and hold back her long dark hair, and her eyes smolder with dangerous red sensuality. Large leathery wings stretch from her back, the joints of which are laced with razor-like claws, and a sinuous tail ending in a thin curved spike completes the image of demonic beauty. She wears a revealing gown of diaphanous silk and razor-studded leather straps, and she idly toys with a glittering and sparkling scourge made of fine adamantine spike chains.
Yeah, this is bad. This is not bad sex. This is kinky sex. It's razor blades, though. I don't know what sect of kink that is. But good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
As seductive as she is dangerous, Malcanthet is the patron of the hedonistic, the lustful, and those who would use their beauty and magic charms to control and ruin those around them. As befits her nature, Malcanthet's primary goal is self-satisfaction. All her myriad plots and machinations have this ultimate goal in mind, be it the achievement of a new form of physical pleasure, a sampling of heretofore unknown rapture, or the rush of heat when a hated enemy is humiliated or laid low.
He's just looking for that pleasure. What's up with TSR? Like in the fucking drawing room for this, like sex war ? And like a bunch of like pins with red thread, like going to razor throne, spike chains.
I'll tell you what,
like
man.
Raw flesh.
The two major sources of information on Malcanthet are 3.5's Fiendish
Folio?
No, not
Whatever.
Folio.
What's it called?
I think it's Fiendish Codex, Hordes of the Abyss.
Okay.
And Dragon Magazine 353. So
Fuck yeah, Dragon
here we
Magazine
go.
strikes again.
Indeed.
They're all about. They do not hold their punches.
No,
in
it's a
Dragon
very
Magazine.
rated R magazine, I will have to say. That being said, she is neither vapid or self-indulgent to the point of incompetence. Malcanthet has held the title of Queen of the Succubi for a relatively short period of time, 2,000 years. The title is young, and Malcanthet is well aware of that fact. In order to secure the position, she has spent countless centuries waging war, developing her cult, spreading out her influence via spy networks and secret trysts and alliances. Her political acumen and ability to manipulate is rivaled only by Grozit, the Dark Prince, who by no coincidence is deemed her greatest enemy.
Oh.
But despite this ability to navigate the tides of war and politics in the Abyss so adeptly, or maybe because of it, Malcanthet has more enemies than allies.
Interesting. Can you remind me of Grozit again? He's hot, right?
Yeah, he's super hot. He's like
hot.
the super sex demon.
Dang.
Like I don't know.
He's doing normal sex. They're doing like kinky.
I don't
succubus.
know.
Not
I
that they're doing
think
kinky sex.
Malcanthet tries a little too hard. I think Gross just is sexy.
I embody it. You became it, and I embodied
you
it.
really adopted.
I don't know. It sounds like the
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
demon succubi are like they were manifested.
They were.
There was raw sexual energy floating around
Yes.
that Grozit did not absorb. And
I guess so.
It spawned a bunch of monsters that fucked each other during war.
Yeah.
Until there's only 4 left, I guess, right? Is that
Yeah.
the idea?
Well,
okay.
yeah. There's 4 of these like demon lord level.
Oh,
succubi.
okay. So there's okay. Gotcha.
And honestly, as we're gonna learn, there's really just Malcanthet at this point. 'Cause the other 3 are quite handled. by
I
her.
see.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Malcanthet dwells on an exquisitely beautiful plane of the abyss known as Chandelavri,
Oh, that's
the
good.
570th layer of the abyss.
Okay.
To the casual observer, this realm might seem like a hedonistic paradise because, in a way, this is exactly what it is.
That's a lot. Is that the highest layer level we've come
No,
across?
I think Demon Gorgon's 666, bro.
No, it was 88.
Oh, he's 88. You're right. Who's 6? We did cover a 666, I swear.
Oh,
I swear.
that is farther down than 570. I forgot who's on there. Inagu?
Maybe.
It could be. I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't
what way,
remember.
Like, oh man.
I mean, I could look it up, but not right now.
No. Someone knows.
Someone knows. The problem for visitors is that it serves only as Malcanthet's paradise, and the Queen of the Succubi often takes great pleasure in the torment and ruin of her guests.
Yeah, these are my kinks. You don't need to be into my kinks.
Malcanthet is served in her palace by numerous incubi and succubi, along with a cabal of 13 lilitu bards called the Radiant Sisters.
Okay.
Lamias, harpies, and half-fiend nymphs serve her as well. So let's talk a little bit about the lilitu. These are extremely rare demons, and essentially what they are is super succubi.
Okay.
Malcanthet has 13 extremely devoted to her, and it's kind of a big deal. Lilitus are Tanari demons born from the ashes of succubi who have sacrificed their lives to corrupt and destroy holy congregations. And this is very literal. A Lilitu is created when a succubus manages to fool a congregation into worshiping a demonic isle in the guise of a beneficent deity. At a culminating point, the succubus will then perform a hedonistic ritual that opens a portal to the deepest levels of the abyss, releasing a blast of fire that consumes the congregation, their church, and the succubus herself. From the ashes, a Lilitu rises.
Okay, so it's like it's like an achievement that you have
It
to
is like an
unlock.
achievement.
Yeah,
They platinum being a succubi at that point.
Okay, so it seems tough to do this.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have to find like a naive or new congregation and like be like, you're worshiping the wrong shit, or like start a congregation somehow with like
Yeah, I think
manipulation.
that's actually pretty likely.
Yeah. Okay.
Lilitus have the general form of a beautiful mortal woman standing around 6 feet
That's 1.8 meters
tall and weighing around 125 pounds.
or 56.7 kilograms.
Which, by the way, 6 feet tall and 125, that is absolutely waifish. Like, that is.
Oh, yeah,
that is
they're
waifish.
paper thin,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, like their succubus cousins, have many features that mark them as demonic, including taloned hands, cloven hooves for feet, and 4 tails tipped with poisonous stingers that are each 10 feet
Or 3 meters.
long. Their eyes are pupilless, white, and vacant. The wings that they once had as succubi are destroyed during the transformation and hang tattered and burned from their backs.
Oh, gosh.
While on the material plane, Lilitus often use their innate magic to cloak themselves in the illusion of an attractive mortal woman, usually one involved in the local religious community. While Lilitus work well with most other demons, they despise other Lilitus, viewing them as competition, even when they serve the same masters. They will regularly abandon all other plans simply to ruin the plans of another Lilitu, with the ultimate goal of destroying her. Succubi are viewed with similar dislike and suspicion, since they can become Lilitu as well if they wish.
Okay, some like very suspect, like tasteless subtext there.
Yeah.
That's fine. Or is it?
I mean, they are demons, so.
yeah. Yeah.
The Lilitus of the Radiant Sisters do not exhibit their kind's notorious intolerance for other Lilitus or succubi, and their songs can be heard throughout Malcanthet's palace at all times, haunting and erotic melodies that can have unwelcome effects on those whom Malcanthet has not invited into her realm.
I like that people are just not cool with. I guess that's most like layers of the abyss. You're just like sort of not cool with being there.
Yeah,
Like, if
you
you're
definitely
not
don't
up
want to
there.
be there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely never want to be there.
Yeah, there's like specific
matter
madness
where.
tables for each one, right?
Yeah, there can be, yeah.
There can be, yeah.
Among the demon lords, Malcanthet's greatest allegiances or alliances are with her sometimes lovers, Pazazu, with whom she has sired numerous particularly deadly succubi children, including an infamous one by the name of Red Shroud, and Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon, with whom she has sired some true monstrosities, namely the eldest of their children, Erendagrost, who is a fearsome denizen of the abyss, also named the Maw of the Abyss.
Oh, that's cool. It's the gaping maws, Demogorgon's lair. And is it Pazuzu? I know we say Pazazu a lot, but it's spelled
Oh,
like
it is Pazuzu. My bad. Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. I think people are big fans of that one, right?
Yeah, we'll get to him eventually.
Okay.
Erendagrost, this demonic monster, is a great beast that vaguely resembles an immense wingless dragon of gargantuan size. Instead of legs, it moves upon a sea of tentacles. In place of scales, it is covered in coarse black fur and has 3 heads that resemble monstrous horned fiends that breathe bloody acid, fire, and frost. Its 6-fold eyes offer instant death to anyone catching their hideous gaze.
Oh, bloody acid.
Yeah.
It's not just your regular acid.
No,
it's
this-
blood acid.
This is the worst acid reflex.
Nasty. Okay.
Malcanthet's most recent consort is the less powerful demon lord, Mastafal, called the Hunting Sovereign and associated with the pursuit of prey. He resembles a handsome humanoid fiend with bright red skin, 4 arms, and a rack of ibex antlers on his forehead. Mastafal won Malcanthet's favor when he presented her with the head of a huge fiendish Smilodon, demonic saber-toothed tiger.
Okay.
Pleased, Malcanthet named him her favored consort, and he gained command of the fortress of Vanilon on Pazunia.
Pazunia. Okay. I like it's called a Smilodon.
That's what they're actually called.
Yeah. I like it's because they're like toothy. That's clever.
Yeah. Malcanthet may be queen of the Succubi and holder of the Razor Throne, but she is not without competition. In a centuries-long war, Malcanthet defeated several other Succubi-turned-demon lords in order to claim her title and her throne. The most notable of these sister rivals were Shamiamore, a demon lord who is primarily associated with depraved sexuality, and the former lover of Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon.
Until Malcanthet engineered her imprisonment in the Wells of Darkness. Zinevre, a succubus who revels in the seduction of women and who succumbed to a horrid wound from Malcanthet's scourge and left to a horrid fate in a place known as the Dreaming Gulf, a dark, windy, and phantasmagoric realm that contains floating dreams of evil gods of dead pantheons.
Oh, wow.
And lastly, Lady Linkab, who survived the fighting but was rendered by her own actions incapable of fighting the succubus queen.
This is some devil style, like
a little bit, yeah.
interconnections.
So, like, what's funny is in 4E, they moved succubi and incubi from being associated with the abyss to being actual devils.
Right, yeah.
And then 5E's kind of done a halfway thing where it's like, well, now they're neither.
Spread them out.
Yeah, now they can do whatever.
Right. They're sex monsters, and they can be lawful evil or chaotic evil.
They can be lawfully sexual or chaotically sexual.
Yeah.
Malcanthet
Just like all of us, I guess. We've all got a piece of this inside of us, I guess. Most of us.
Malcanthet has also long been in conflict with Yinagu, and her only contact with him now is when she sends armies to his realm to assault his kingdom, or vice versa.
Oh, wow.
The exact source of their conflict is unclear, but it seems to be tied to the Mares, a powerful family of wizards who dwelt years ago in a massive castle on the material plane. Among the Mares, Malcanthet's greatest servant was a woman named Alluvia. Other factions of the Mare family, so is it Mare or Moraz? Maybe that's a typo. I'm going to say Mares family served Yinagu, and when Alluvia attempted a coup to gain control over the family's holdings with Malcanthet's support, the resulting magical catastrophe ruined the entire family and left none the victor. In any event, Malcanthet and Yinagu have been in war ever since.
That sounds about right. Like, let's just fucking ruin it all for everybody. If I can't have it, nobody can.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's some demon shit.
Only Malcanthet's relationship with Grazit is worse than her enmity with Yinagu. Malcanthet maintains that she spurned Grazit for being unworthy of her attentions eons ago when he tried to court her, and that his wounded pride created the legendary rift between the two. Grazit, of course, maintains the opposite. In any event, the conflict between these two is less one of open warfare and more one of constant scheming on how best to upset and ruin the other's realms and plans.
I bet they're both telling the same story from their standpoint.
Exactly.
Like, they think they're so hot.
Yeah.
But they fucking suck, and here's what, all that stuff. Same story starts the same from both sides.
That's exactly how I picture it as well. I think it's time to take a short rest, and we will be back to talk about Chandelavri.
Yeah.
The 570th layer of the abyss.
After the sexy short rest.
Yes.
It's the grand adventures of Ilian and Beard.
It feels good to rest and to paint. Every once in a while, I just like to bust it out, and now that we're on the other side of this body of water, I couldn't help myself. It reminds me of my dreams for when we obtain the pendant of plenteous patrons, which is to use my acrylic paints and brush stroking skills to paint beautiful landscapes like this one. Check it out, Ilian. I call it the infinite sunset. It's this beautiful landscape, mountains, vineyards, all cast in this pinkish, reddish glowing hue of the sunset's light. Isn't it wonderful?
Hold on, man. I'm still wringing out my beard.
Oh, it's so wet.
And my hat. Oh, gosh, this is terrible.
You wrung out both of those things like 6 or 7 times.
I'm like a walking sponge.
You really are.
Yes.
And I am your sponge of knowledge as you permit me with all of your and beautiful knowledge that you've gathered over the years. It's been a pleasure traveling with you, honestly, and I can't tell you how good I feel painting. I am running low on paint, so it would be nice to get the pendant, and then I could restock my supplies.
Yes, of course. And don't mind me as I shake out my robes. Oh, just water everywhere. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I seem to have ruined your painting.
No. You know what? It's fine. There's only a couple spots to touch up. Maybe don't wave that thing around so much. God, you're just so wet. How did you do that?
I'm a wizard.
I dried off like 10 minutes ago.
I'm covered in cloth and my hair is quite long.
Okay,
and
just
so is my
stop
beard.
getting so close to the canvas.
Fine, I'll
I'm
go
gonna-
over
you
here.
know what,
then.
I'm just gonna put it away all the
Fine,
way.
Beard. What? Beard, come here. Look at this. Look what I found.
What is it?
Footprints in the soft, moist soil by this lakeside.
They look
And
the same as we found at the beginning of the dungeon.
Yes.
Pushed into the dust.
People have been here before us. Ben, this is unacceptable. They're going to get the Pendant of Plenty's patrons before we do, and you know how much we need it.
We need it.
We cannot allow this.
need it.
No, there's no time to wait.
Wait,
Let's go.
Alien, come
I'm
back.
going.
Okay,
I'm
I'm coming after you. I'm packing up. Come back. We've returned.
Do we have?
We're fucking back. We're fucking
Back.
to fucking.
No.
No, wait, not us. Them. Probably.
Them. Yes, absolutely.
The demons.
Yeah, we are going to talk about more sex. It's true.
It's true. If you were wondering in the short rest if we were going to talk about, speaking of the short rest, if you guys want to help Ilian and Bjorn secure the Pendant of Plenteous Patrons, they'll have an opportunity to do so next episode. And we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. But they need
intrigued.
your contributions.
They do.
Your contributions
Directly power them.
directly power the Pendant of Plenteous Patrons. And
It's true.
their urge to obtain it grows.
Indeed.
So, don't miss the short rest next episode.
Don't do it.
I'm going to hype myself up for it.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about Chandelavri.
Yeah, we should.
570th layer of the Abyss and domain of Malcanthet. Situated on a verdant sliver of land balanced between sweeping panoramic mountains and a lush ocean cast red under a heart-stirring permanent sunset. Chandelavri looks more like a romantic painting than a layer of the Abyss, but the magnificent vistas conceal a deadly truth. Chandelavri is a paradise to Malcanthet alone, and its every charming feature exists only to lull its visitors into a false sense of safety and relaxation.
It sounds like something Bjorn would paint lakeside.
It does. I'm sorry, I was about to do a Bjorn voice. but
We don't do the skit until the end of the. We haven't done the
we
skit
haven't
yet.
done the skit yet.
So
we don't know.
So it can include things from the back half of the episode as well.
Indeed,
But yeah, so that's probably in there.
We'll see. We'll see. Beyond the manicured hanging gardens and the gleaming marble facades,
The facades for this episode.
no,
You almost said it.
I
It wasn't me. It was
did.
you.
Chandelavri hides endless torture chambers, laboratories, and murderous political schemes.
Neat.
Most mortal residents of the lair, drawn unwittingly into the abyss by succubi or incubi, posing as vivacious lovers, never experience the darker side of the lair, instead living out a life of utter luxury and decadence until they have become utterly corrupted.
I see.
Then their demonic lovers murder them, often slowly and with great precision. Sorry. And
I was looking for like a meters to read off of that. I was like, no, wait.
I was just like slowly. I mean, it's easy to be precise when you do it slowly. Like,
Yeah.
precision is only most of the time impressive when done quickly. It's like, oh my God, that was so precise. You did it like that.
Well, you can kill someone slowly by like throwing bricks randomly at their appendages, maybe.
So precisely.
And
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I could like imprecisely throw a brick at your arm.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Sorry. And their souls are utterly consumed to fuel Malcanthet's arcane power and command over the lair. The Queen's Palace in the coastal city of Riven Heart caps a series of subterranean chambers and tunnels that lead throughout the lair, a haven for demonic rivals seeking to betray her and claim her title for their own. Despite endless attempts, Malcanthet has never been overthrown, and coup attempts seldom gain much traction thanks to the efforts of the Radiant Sisters, the 13 unswervingly loyal lilitu bards. But Malcanthet prefers to allow would-be betrayers to work their angles as long as possible before personally torturing them, almost as if she makes it easy to plot against her, only because she enjoys little more than meticulously murdering her rivals.
Okay, sure. So she creates rivals, I guess.
She creates a environment conducive of rival formation.
Yes. Yes. That makes sense.
Those dissidents deemed unworthy of torture and elimination are instead shackled to slave galleons bound for Miamanta and the Fields of Harmony. Several locations in Chandelavri deserve further mention.
Okay. So this Fields of Harmony is in Chandelavri?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
We're
okay,
actually going to
okay.
talk about it. First location, though, Alluvia's Arch. Remember, we just talked about Alluvia.
We
She
did.
fucked up her own family.
Alluvia sounds like a fucking artificial sweetener.
It does. It does.
Sorry.
Named for one of Malcanthet's greatest mortal followers, the enchantress Alluvia Marae, this monumental arch of rose-hued stone commemorates Malcanthet's many material plane victories. Its breathtaking bas-reliefs and lurid inscriptions highlight the legends of Malcanthet's many sexual conquests and progeny, including the names of important noble families tainted with her influence on several different worlds.
Yeah, you know the mayor of Neverwinter? Yeah, I fucked him.
Sexual conquest.
It was like 400 years ago, but I did it.
Sexual unions consummated below the eaves of Alluvia's Arch with a succubus or incubus always result in a pregnancy that produces a half-fiend child.
Oh, man.
So
Okay.
specific. It is said that at least once every 600 days, a lone female human garbed in purple robes visits the site and pays her respects to the queen of Succubi. The pattern has repeated itself for hundreds of years.
Okay.
And many suspect the unusual stranger to be Alluvia herself, despite the wizard's presumed death nearly a millennium ago.
All right. It's a fucking ghost. It's a sex ghost. Weird. Why 600 days?
I don't know, man. I'm sure there's some sort of reason that maybe is involved in the story of Alluvia that I didn't read.
Every almost 2 years, I show up here to fucking be sad.
No, I think she's paying her respects. I think, okay.
And I
think,
show up here to be like, that was some good fucks.
I
long
think it's
ago.
alluding to
Here's
the
some
fact
flowers.
that because of Alluvia's service, she's given immortality, right?
Okay,
She's still
sure.
not dead. But in order to continue that, every 600 days she comes here and she pays her respects to the Queen of Succubi for giving her that immortality.
So it's just like, I would rather the rumor that I'm dead be around or what?
I mean, that I think is neither here nor there when it
Okay.
comes to what it's, but anyways. The Fields of Harmony. This lush plain produces the succulent fruits and delicious grains that stock Riven Heart's pantries and banquet halls. Vineyards in the foothills of the picturesque western mountains produce some of the finest and most intoxicating wines in the abyss, with vintages so memorable and addictive that they are known by the most discerning connoisseurs of the material plane. All of this agriculture requires a staggering number of slaves, usually political prisoners, shipped by galley to the large seaside town of Miamanta from Riven Heart.
Yeah. Why? This feels like a devil plane than like, there's a lot of, it just feels more like devil shit than demon shit to me.
If you remember, that's exactly what we said about Azagrat, which is Grozit's plane. The way it operates is way more like a layer of the Nine Hells than the Abyss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, two sides of the same
As a matter of
coin.
fact, they jokingly, other demon lords jokingly call Azagrat the Little Hells.
That's funny.
Yeah. By the decree of Malcanthet's Radiant Sisters, the slaves must serve for eternity. In the case of petitioners, by the way, I know I say petitioners on a lot of these outer plane episodes. Petitioners are like souls of the people who belong on that plane.
Okay.
Eternity for the case of petitioners, or until they die and become enslaved petitioners in the case of mortals. So forever.
Yeah.
Just forever.
Forever.
Lilitu, slave wardens, and succubi disguised as common slaves ensure that few workers ever escape their wretched servitude.
Oh, I wonder what it's like when you do escape. It's crazy.
Yeah. The puzzling hedge. The lore of Chandelavri suggests that those who enter the great leafy hedge maze alone and manage to find its center without being devoured by carnivorous plants are granted their heart's desire by the generosity of Malcanthet herself. Dead-end switchbacks sometimes lead to the endless maze of Baphomet. Don't go there.
No, don't go there.
But the true center of the hedge labyrinth contains a portal to the infinite staircase. Characters who attempt to cheat by flying into the air and surveying the maze or moving immediately to its center incur the wrath of Golmengloom, a fiendish adult green dragon who keeps a constant vigil from the skies above the maze for exactly this purpose.
just eat you right out of the sky.
Those who stay within the confines of the hedge maze have nothing to fear from the woeful worm, but those who attempt to steal their way into Malcanthet's gift risk a terrible fate.
I guess there must be some bullshit in the maze they want you to see.
Sorry.
Did you just burp?
I tried to keep it quiet. It just like percolated. It's
Yeah.
horrible. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Riven Heart.
Yes.
It is said that all desires can be sated in Riven Heart. the vibrant capital of Chandelavri. Nearly all the city's inhabitants are immortals or pretending to be mortals, each seeking and providing a host of perversions, debaucheries, and euphoric experiences. Along avenues flanked with crumbling marble statues and delicately crafted freestanding pillars, succubi and incubi lead their dupes to a life of capitulation to the senses, for when the mortals finally give themselves fully to the pursuit of new sensations and addictions, they belong to Malcanthet.
As rightfully so. Yes.
The queen of the succubi dwells in an immense palace of domed towers and skylit courtyards. The domain has no doors, and all who dwell in Riven Heart are invited to enter its shaded halls and experience its forbidden pleasures. Such invitations bring uncounted thousands to the plane, but it is much easier to number those who manage to leave Malcanthet's abode than those who enter it.
You get like a fucking postcard. It's like, sex dungeon, you want to go?
I think it's
kind of far.
I think it's actually pretty no, this isn't just a sec. This is Malcanthet's fucking palace. You don't say no to this.
Yeah,
you don't give up your soul, but you don't say no.
You don't say no to Malcanthet's fuck palace. You should be able, no. Maybe you should say no.
You should probably say no.
You should say no.
Next up, the Shutter Wall. A freestanding cathedral in the foothills north of the Puzzling Hedge serves as the personal retreat of Malcanthet, where she takes some of her most favored consorts for week-long erotic excursions designed to sap them of their will and make them forever her creatures. Numerous private chambers allow the succubus queen to invite vast retinues of followers and enraptured mortals to her retreats, during which all participants freely exchange partners in a panoply of carnal excess.
Jeez, you said consorts like concerts, and you'd already said Shutter Wall like Wonder Wall, and I was like, what's going on?
Anyways, here's Shutter Wall.
And after all, I feel like we've done Wonderwall jokes like a handful of times on the podcast in the past.
Last recording session.
We did, yeah. They've been coming up.
It was something else that reminded me of Wonderwall.
Right.
I love Oasis, by the way. They're actually one of my favorite bands. Moving on.
It's a real mixed bag. Oasis.
The Gallagher brothers
dislike Oasis.
Oh. Why, you don't like Oasis?
No, it's not that I don't like them. I just like, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm a huge fan of their early stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't turn it off when I don't know.
Hey man, it's cool. You don't gotta like Oasis. They're a particular flavor.
I just said I'm fine with Oasis. I'm fine with Oasis,
which isn't the same as liking them.
I'm neutral about Oasis. Yeah.
What makes a man turn to neutrality? Sorry. Do what thou wilt is the whole of the law within the halls and bedchambers of Shutterwall. Do you think the lilitus are just like definitely jamming Wonderwall?
After all, it's my Shutter Wall.
And many visitors find the ordeal too much to take, as affairs grow progressively violent and debauched. By the time the locked gates open to allow participants to return to Riven Heart or farther destinations, several mortals lay dead upon the cathedral floor, naked and broken amid scraps of clothing and unidentifiable organic liquid.
That is terrible.
It's pretty fucking
The writer's room for this is whack.
This is the abyss. Do not forget.
Don't forget. We need like a trigger warning at the top of this episode.
Seriously. I'll leave that in your hands.
Okay.
The 6 sacred pools. Temptation demons from Riven Heart often alight to this terraced series of natural pools to reflect upon their latest mortal targets and conquests. For the gorgeous scenery and calmly babbling waterfalls that connect the pools to the Scarlet Sea are tranquil enough to soothe even demonic souls. A powerful wastrolith, or is it wastrolith? We've done this before, where we couldn't decide if it was wastrolith or wastrolith. I'm going wastrolith.
I'll go wastrolith. Fuck it. Are you Team Will or Team Brian on this word?
A powerful wastrolith emissary of Malcanthet's professed ally, Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon.
Ensures that no interloper befouls the sacred pools and occasionally tempts a visiting succubi to turn her back on Malcanthet and become an agent of the Prince of Demons.
Shout out to the Prince of Demons.
The cult of the succubus queen is a widespread but disorganized lot, each cult seeing another not as an ally but as competition, and most are little more than simple brothels. On average, Malcanthet's cult buildings look like whorehouses to the commoner, but another dangerous world presides inside. Many people who walk out of the seemingly normal whorehouse do not realize how close they just came to being sacrificed. Malcanthet's cults sometimes have a certain type of person or gender they cater to. For example, one cult might cater to muscular men or high-class women. Another might specify in male-to-male services or cater to lithe and fair women.
I see. So it's an equal opportunity sex house.
Well, no, each one is actually the opposite.
Oh,
That's what
they're all
specialize.
exclusive. They're just lots of them.
Yes,
Okay.
and they could be any and all.
If you combine them, they would be an equal opportunity.
If you
sex
combine
house.
them, you just have Chandelavri.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, an equal opportunity sex house in the abyss.
Indeed. Most of Malcanthet's followers tend to lean towards a female-dominated cult. However, there certainly are males in her cult, and they can rise to high ranks. In some cults, males are blinded, so they are unable to look upon the beauty of their superiors. Men are also sometimes used as bouncers or thugs in these cults.
Okay.
The thralls of Malcanthet are exclusively female, and as they rise in power, they gain more and more power similar to those of Succubi until they too can temporarily assume succubus form. Groups of courtesans, hedonists, and bored nobles seeking a dangerous thrill to add to their lives often seek out Malcanthet cults. Her clerics have access to the domains of chaos, evil, temptation, and trickery. Her symbol is an iron thorn drawing a drop of blood from the lower edge of a pair of feminine lips. It is said that Malcanthet's beauty is so perversely intense that it can drain the life from good creatures that try to attack or touch her. Malcanthet can control a creature's will in a number of ways. She possesses many enchantment, spell-like abilities. Her sting drains wisdom and results in domination. And even her gaze can wipe away free will and make a person her eternal thrall. Enchantment spells that fail to affect Malcanthet are reflected back on their caster, possibly resulting in the caster's enslavement to the Queen of Succubi.
That's a cool power.
No, you! Malcanthet is a formidable foe in combat, yet she finds no pleasure in participating in a fight. Rather, she prefers to summon allies to fight for her while she hangs back, observes the fight, and uses Mind Fog, Mass Charm Monster, Symbol of Persuasion, and Greater Command to sow dissent amongst her enemies.
Oh, wow.
When directly confronted and forced to fight, Malcanthet responds with seething rage, focusing all her attacks on a single target. She's like, "You're making me do this!"
She just starts to make people like take off their armor and get sexy in the middle of battle.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
Like, no, I don't. Nah.
So we have some 2nd edition / 3.5 gaming terms ahead. Malcanthet's favored weapon is a delicate scourge with 3 razor-edged chains ending in dainty blades known as Lover's Lash. This major artifact, Year of the Artifact, is a +5 shocking burst adamantine scourge that she can call to her hand as a free action despite any intervening distance between it and herself. The most horrific power of Lover's Lash is its capacity to inflict lasting, horrid wounds. Once per day as a free action, Malcanthet can cause Lover's Lash to become infused with her sinful essence, causing its electrical aura to turn crimson. The next time she successfully sneak attacks a foe, the damage dealt permanently reduces the creature's hit points. In order to heal this damage, the demonic nature of the horrid wound must first be reversed by a miracle or a wish.
Jeez.
The wound still persists, but can now be healed magically by a healing spell. A creature reduced to -10 or fewer hit points by a horrid wound is not technically killed. Rather, just before they die, they are placed in a state of suspended animation identical to that of a temporal stasis spell, save that the victim remains horribly aware of their surroundings and passage of time.
Oh, no.
Restoring a creature slain in this matter requires a freedom spell, at which point the victim dies and can be restored to life by a true resurrection spell. After a miracle or wish is used to undo the demonic wound.
He released me, and then they die.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's probably, at that point, you're probably, oh, thank God. I died.
That's horrifying. Yeah, this is. There's a lot of horrifying stuff in this episode.
It's a demon episode.
Bank that once again, all this shit is evil as fuck.
Nothing will ever beat the Zuckmoy episode, as far as I'm
Oh my
concerned.
god. We got sex nailed down in the abyss. Here it is.
It all happens here or Azagrat.
Yeah. No sex anywhere else. No, Demogorgon has sex. It said so.
It did say so.
Demogorgon fucks.
He does. They do.
They do. Yeah. You get it.
We taking a long rest?
Please. Hey everybody, welcome to the long rest. This is a Patreon topic episode, so we're gonna take some time to set the bed, lay out some rose petals, light some candles, and get sexy, like Malcanthet, but less bad, like way less bad, because everybody here wants to be here, which is good.
It's fully consensual.
Yeah, please. All right. We got, are you ready, Will?
I'm ready.
You fucking ready for
I'm
these
fucking
Patreon
ready.
shout-outs?
Yes,
you
absolutely.
fucking ready for this shit?
I've been ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go. So hype.
So hype.
Thank you to everybody who's coming to Patreon. We're going to shout you out right now since the last time. It's been a little while, but here we go. Sean Mitchell.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean Mitchell. Fiona Kelly.
Thank you, Fiona.
Thank you, Fiona. Noodle Lad _.
Thank you, Noodle Lad.
Thank you, Noodle Lad. How would we do without Noodle Lad? We'd have less money.
We would.
Nick Woyson.
Thank you,
There
Nick.
they are. No wonder.
There they
Yeah.
are.
Hi, Nick
There
Woyson.
they are.
I see
Hi,
you on the
Nick.
ground.
Thank you, Nick.
They've upgraded. Ronnie Sullivan.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Ryan O'Malley.
Thank you, Ryan.
Mr. Pabs.
Thank you, Mr. Pabs.
Thank you, Mr. Pabs. Matthias Jensen.
Thank you, Matthias.
Yeah. New. I don't know what this tag is, but thank you, Matthias. Varus Ellen.
Thank you, Varus.
Annual subscriber, Varus Ellen.
Annual subscriber.
Uvu Udam.
Thank you, Uvu Udam.
Annual subscriber, Uvu Udam.
Annual subscriber.
What do I do for this one? Oh, yeah.
Is it a woo?
Duh.
Is it a-
No. Yeah, it's like Max Lucas. Brr, 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 brr.
Thank you, Max. Do I do the? I don't.
You have to do air horns, yeah.
Thank you,
That
Max.
sounds about right. Nathaniel Stankard.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Woo, woo. A slacker named Jack.
Hey,
You've
you're
re-upped.
back. Hey, slacker named Jack. Thank you so much.
Welcome home.
Indeed.
Annual subscriber, Jessica Bolton.
Thank you, Jessica. Annual subscriber.
And we had one come in during our recording.
Hell yeah.
Annual subscriber. Oh, hang on. Earthos Creations.
Thank you, Earthos Creations.
Earthos Create.
Annual subscriber.
Fuck yeah. We
Hell
did
yeah.
it.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
We really appreciate you guys.
Super appreciate it.
Do we want to read like any? Maybe next time we should read some more like podcast reviews.
Yeah, we've had some really nice ones come in and some YouTube comments as well. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good. We'll
I
do
think-
that next recording.
I think we've kind of fallen off the like go leave iTunes reviews and other review bandwagon in lieu of other ones. So thanks to everybody who contributes to Patreon. It makes a big difference in our lives, and we are really thankful for everybody that contributes there. It helps Ilian and Bjorn, which is good. Like I said,
we like them.
Yeah.
We want them to stick around.
We want them to stay alive and have something to chase. So it's good. Yeah, thank you guys so much. You can reach out to us on the dungeoncast@gmail.com. We have a P.O. box that address is in the description below. You can find us on social media. Will's been running that and doing a good job. It's like Mastodon, X, Instagram. Is there another one?
Threads.
Threads. I don't open that shit. But there's also the Discord, which is a great way to come have a conversation with us, which is fun. I think there's a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 talk going on in there. I wonder, should we do like a Baldur's Gate episode? Like the lore
city?
of Baldur's Gate.
I've
the
been
games
meaning to
and all
talk
that?
to you that Diggy wants to come on and do some of the Dark 3 stuff. which
Oh,
is
Diggy.
very
Oh, hell
fun.
yeah. I love me some Diggy. So that sounds fun.
I'll reach out to him this week and we'll figure out a date because
I did see something like that happening.
I
in
want to
the
cover
Discord.
Bane. Sorry.
Bane. That's my name.
Except for this Bane is nothing like that Bane.
No, but they share the same name. His name is Bane. And we can we can talk on Discord. We're doing Starseeker's Guide to Drakenstar.
It's a 5e source book for a galactic adventure. It's going to have 12 new sci-fi/science fantasy subclasses, species. That's a new word for races, and a custom species builder with thousands, and I do mean thousands of possibilities. It has a new system called the Glyph system that I created, which is a special upgrade and customization of magic items system. I believe it has over 703 possibilities of magic item creation. It's going to have over 100 alien monsters. It's going to have space travel rules. It's going to have spaceship rules. It's going to have all kinds of things. And you could pre-order it now by going to drakenstar.com and pre-ordering it. And
Space.
every bit of money we're still gathering from the pre-orders is going towards more art, better quality pages, bigger sections, et cetera, et cetera. So by pre-ordering it, not only are you going to get a great product that I'm working really hard on, but you're literally going to make that product better.
We're also doing a Baldur's Gate 3 giveaway, maybe still. We might have already given it away.
I think by this time.
Probably, probably. So thanks
What
to.
if it's not?
Well, on the next, if it's not, yeah. But when it's done, the episodes we record afterwards, we will shout you out.
Indeed.
And let everybody know it's officially completed. But check out social media to see, because that'll be happening there in real time. We record these ahead of time, so it's hard to know. We don't control you hitting subscribe, but we really appreciate it when you do. Go to the YouTube channel and check it out if you never have before. And hit subscribe, hit like, hit, comment. All that stuff helps boost the algorithm and gets the podcast seen and spreads the influence over Demon Prince Demogorgon, who we mentioned several times in this episode. So shout out to Demogorgon. Thank you very much for your contributions to the cause. And we will catch you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Let's call it a game.
Let's call it a game.
The Dungeoncast.